Alright, so this is going to be my review of Wolverine Sabertooth War Part 1. We're coming now to the end of the Ben Percy Wolverine run, and this is the only. This is so far as we're published. I think the ninth and final volume of this run comes out in August, so there will be a bit of a wait. But yeah, so as Chris promised, he was going to send me the entirety of the Ben Percy Wolverine run, and so far it's been really good. The first four volumes kind of felt, like I've said before, the first four volumes really did feel like they were kind of running in place. They really did feel like they were kind of running in circle. But, thankfully, the series has been, has picked up since Volume 5, Volume 5, and it's been really fun. And this series was pretty awesome. Though, granted, it feels more like setup for the final 5 issues of the series. So, for context, this is the story that Ben Percy wanted to do since the beginning of the Wolverine run. Was basically, his whole thing was, all roads led to Sabertooth. Like, that was the whole plan for his run, was all roads lead to Sabertooth. And he wanted to do, like, for the end of his run, he was like, yeah, I have to have Wolverine and Sabertooth fight at the end of my run. They are intrinsically tied. So that was kind of, that was Ben Percy's thing. So, a couple things for context is that, this does tie into another story, which I have not read, called Sabertooth and the Exiles, where basically we find out, not only since being the first prisoner of the Krakoan pit, Sabertooth mentally and psychically stained himself in the pit and more or less mentally tormented everyone else who was sentenced to it. After he escaped Krakoa, he basically went on a multi-dimensional journey, meeting all the other versions of himself, and also finding out that his son, Graydon Creed, was hunting down and killing other variants of Sabertooth. He and the remaining Sabertooths then banished Creed to another universe, and he and the remaining Sabertooths planned to kill Wolverine on his birthday. Torment Wolverine on his birthday. And that's the story. Keep in mind, we're also in the midst of the Fall of X storyline. So it's not a great time to be a mutant to begin with. And now you have Sabertooth running around with not only versions of himself, with a few versions of himself, but also versions of himself that are like headless drones that do his bidding. That's a sentence. That is a full-on sentence to this, to all this. So, this comic, is by far the most brutal part. They had to basically say, like, this is explicit content, like because this is some of the goriest stuff from any Wolverine book, and they didn't make it a Max series. Like, they were like, we're gonna have to put like explicit content on this because we did some fucked up shit. And by fucked up shit, I mean in the first part of this story arc alone, the Saberteeth kill Quentin Quire, eat him, and then Victor uses his head, and psychically keeps it alive in order to, like, anticipate Wolverine's moves. Then they go out and kill Daken, who had just been repairing his relationship with Wolverine, with Logan, and then they kill him, tear him apart, and place his body parts to spell happy birthday. It's really this is some fucked up shit that happens. And then Logan is tied to adamantium chains to listen as the Sabertooth army just goes in and starts slaughtering all the mutants that X-Force had been trying desperately to protect. So not a great time. It's not a great time, but Wolverine is basically out for revenge and ready to settle this once and for all until, like, we get the next epic Wolverine versus Sabertooth, Logan versus Victor fight. I really do enjoy this comic because, again, like I said back in Volume 5, when during the part of the story where Logan is thrown into the Krakoan pit, and we find out that Sabertooth's psychic energy, basically, like a piece of himself was left behind in order to torment everyone else. I really like that. I really dug the idea and really was excited to read this. Like, this was all, like I said, all roads were building to this storyline, and because it really did seem like from that one story alone that Creed and Logan's relationship is understood perfectly by Percy. The story basically has them like, yeah, this guy really knows what Logan and, Victor and Logan are all about, and their relationship as enemies. I also really like that he basically, I don't know if Percy wrote it, but this whole Sabertooth and the Exiles storyline also had the other mutants who were sent to Krakoa, and basically it points out that, yeah, the mutants, while I still love Krakoa, the whole thing with the pit really did feel kind of fucked up, and they do point out, yeah, it was your fault that, Creed got so much power in there and tormented the rest of us for, for various reasons. So, yeah. The only thing is that this is just kind of set up for the second half. This is more about Logan getting his shit wrecked, and the second part will be more about, I imagine, Wolverine's taking the fight to Sabertooth personally. So, I am really excited to see where this goes. This was a great start of it, and a great start to a fitting end to a really good run. And now comes the part where I have to wait till the 9th and final volume comes out. So, yeah. All in all, I've been really digging the Ben Percy run, and this is the start. This is the start to the end of that great run. Once again, I'd like to thank my friend Chris for sending me this comic. And if you've been reading, if you read this part of the story, let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of it. Just comment below, let me know. Other than that, I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time, the Multiverse.